An army of 500,000 men was crushed by a terrifying military deception in only 24 hours. This is Gaugamela, where Alexander gambled everything to destroy the greatest empire of the ancient world. In 331 BC, Emperor gathered the full power of Persia. Tens of thousands of infantry, cavalry, and elite warriors assembled to erase Alexander's dream forever. Destroy be Alexander forever. The Persian military mind carefully chose the vast plain of Gaugamela and leveled the ground completely, allowing the deadly Scythe chariots and armor part to reach maximum speed apart. The sun to failed stretches to the horizon. The sun blazes overhead, and the attack begins. When the Macedonian commanders saw the terrifying Persian-human flood, fear seized them, and they proposed a night attack. But Alexander refused and declared, "We will fight in broad daylight." With the first rays of the burning morning sun, the iron armies began to move. Darius stood proudly on his golden chariot while Alexander personally led his cavalry towards certain death. Suddenly, the Persian scythe chariots charged forward with terrifying speed. A storm of spinning steel blades raced directly toward the heart of the Macedonian army. But the Macedonian trap was terrifying. Their ranks suddenly opened like the gates of hell. The chariots rushed into the gap before horses and drivers were destroyed in a brutal slaughter. But the Minoan trap was terrifying. Their ranks suddenly opened like the gates of hell. The chariots rushed into the gap before horses and drivers were destroyed in a brutal slaughter. As a result of that forced expansion, a small gap suddenly opened in the Persian center. It lasted only seconds, but it was the exact opportunity Alexander had been waiting for. Without hesitation, personally led the elite companion cavalry through the opening. Their attack became a human spear racing directly toward King Darius himself. Their attack became a human spear racing directly toward Darius himself. In the blink of eye, the Emperor of Persia found himself trapped inside his slaughterhouse position. Athenian blades threw his immortals while blood splashed across the royal cartier during the Greeks Autonashed, inside deeper toward the center of the Persian command zone. Darius stands surrounded by collapsing defenses and all around the Persian center. When Darius saw death approaching, terror seized him. When Darius saw death approaching his very throat, terror completely seized him. He turned his fed cowardly from the bloody battlefield. In a single second, the morale of his vast army collapsed as they watched a nearby king run upon nations. Shock spreads desert formations. Thousands of kin soldiers with no dark fate, more units. Despite the legendary breakthrough, shocking news struck Alexander to nearly reverse the battle. His left wing was suffering a brutal annihilation. Persian cavalry had completely broke through the defenses, had begun tearing apart the crushing Macedonian rear, leaving the Greek army standing only moments away from against total destruction. Madness on the battlefield forced sacrifice his precious prey. He stopped pursuing the fleeing emperor and turned back like a storm as if a desperate men were after them as punched bonjas. But as savvy massive oceans crushed bones in savage hand bombshells, she shed blasted horses, twelve and bodies cover. The battle laid. With the fall of Dark Night, the Persian army became shattered wreckage, fleeing in terror. Tens of thousands were slaughtered without mercy, and the vast battlefield drowned in rivers of blood, covered with dead soldiers, shattered armor, and broken equipment. Persian formations no longer exist, only scattered groups of survivors flee into the darkness. After Gaugamela, the pride of the Persian Empire was beneath in the earth forever. Alexander, in the boldest war of his life, swept through Babylon like a storm, and raised his bloody sword above the bodies of his enemies, crowning himself the undisputed ruler of Asia. Sunlight breaks through the dim, power dominates the horizon.